jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back
Shout out to the hottest chat in the MFN game, A-Side official. No negotiation needed, period. You already know WCS the first in the building. Now, I'm going to give a shout out to my guy, Big Blunts and Bop. The first on deck. What's good with it, Blunts? Salute to you, man. Appreciate you pulling up. I don't know what you're speaking on. Javier Cesar Martinez isn't passed. All right? Hey, people, we're going to get down to the current state of affairs that I always mention. Okay. Listen, 2024 has been a year that I wouldn't consider a vacation, but it would be somewhat like a temporary hiatus because I'm taking care of business. That's it. The catalog is what it is, but when I do return, I'm definitely going to be focused on more of lens in the moment because, I don't need to talk to these fighters. I've talked to enough over the lifetime, and I can tell you my mindset when it comes to this, right? My mindset is I don't have to strike up a conversation to engage my shutter. My shutter can reach out to you transparently, silent, and take a picture of you, and I can be able to obtain data, visible data on you without striking up a conversation. Now, however you may feel about me at that point in time, it really don't matter because me as a person, I didn't physically have to go to you and communicate anything. We didn't have to converse. That's the love of framing the moment. You know what I'm saying? Pictures are a stamp for a lifetime. You feel me? A lifetime. So don't get it twisted. I'm going to be back in the game. It's not like I'm out the game right now. Someone was just asking me, talking about, am I going to be at this fight and that fight and the other? I show up at a fight whenever you see me there. I just don't publicize it as much on what I'm doing. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I want everybody to enjoy themselves, to be safe. You know what I'm saying? I don't want anyone attempting to plot and scheme and find out that this was something that they really should have thought out a bit better than they did. That's it. My mindset is, peace, love, and joyfulness. That's all. Let's talk about the peace, love, and joyfulness of what we have going on with Javier Cesar Martinez. All right. Well, the reason why I brought up an old situation that is past was because you have some insipid type of information or behavior that you see playing out in the YTC. It's just like juvenile hall. You go to juvenile hall, man, expecting to meet some of the most cantankerous, belligerent youths. Because it's juvenile, right? Individuals that used to get in trouble. They have a certain type of mentality. It depends on what their environment is, how they was raised, and all that. The YTC is becoming a bit juvenile for me. There are individuals out here that's willing to make big deals out of crumbs. They're trying to treat it like it's an entree for media reporting, and it isn't. You have individuals out here that want to talk a good game when they're in the comfort of their living room, but when they go show up the fights, they don't know what the hell they doing. They have no idea what they're doing. You have people that don't understand that the ones before them, when we was out there covering, we wasn't in front of the camera. We was just out there going to get, type of content with the fighter. It's all about the fighter at the end of the day. It's all about the fighter. It's all about their team. That's what it's about. You got too many content creators trying to be in front of the camera. And in the process of reporting on the fighter, they're trying to gain some type of stardom or notoriety. No, that's not who you are. That's not who you are. Nothing you're doing in your lifetime, it no matter who you are, is going to make you a superstar. Like this YTC isn't 1% of the global exposure when it comes to social media clout. The YTC, what I know with these people here, it's not even 1% of the clout when you're talking about global recognition. Global recognition, bro. We're talking about people understanding and knowing who you are. People go up here and a couple of people from YTC call your name. Hey, aren't you so and so? That's not clout. I don't need it. If somebody come and say, what's up? They might get offended because I might give them a head nod. But the ones I truly fuck with, yeah, I dap them up and carry on the conversation because I feel, hey, yeah, those are the ones that's cool. They're cool people. I respect who they are, how they move. You know what I'm saying? But you got some that steadily want to be in front of the camera. But let's talk about the inconsistencies, right? The reason why I waited on Javier Martinez because it's all about observation. It's all about patience. It's all about you're assessing the situation and you allotted yourself time to evaluate. You want to see who's talking about this, that, and the other. That's why you kept hearing me say in my live streams that how are you gonna talk about someone being suspended 5 years when there's other people out here that's tested positive and you ain't said shit about it? You're not talking about Javier Fortuna should be suspended for 5 years. Y'all busy up here, jumping up and down like you're playing in the schoolyard in a sandbox and shit. And you say, oh man, I don't like so-and-so because I asked them for a piece of their lunch and they wouldn't give it to. Javier Martinez popped for more shit than Ryan. But yet y'all trying to make it all about a Devin Haney redemption when a lot of you niggas wasn't even praising. Y'all wasn't even praising and complimenting him like that. Y'all was just lying in the shadows. All of a sudden, now that the topic's hot, Devin is hot. Devin is hot because of who he's associated with. He's not independently hot. He's hot because who he's attached to right now, and that is Ryan Garcia. Isn't that the reason why they was talking to begin with? Devin Haney is hot because he faced Ryan Garcia and he didn't get the better end of the fight. That's why he's hot. Shout out to Bruce Gas Boxing Jazz and Mother OG in the building. Mike is in the building. Salute to you. Mr. International Toby Bartlett is in the building. Sticker Boys Fishing and Sport is in the building. Salute to all y'all on deck. Arnold Brown is in the building. What's good? So I want you to take a listen, right? Because we have, some people's hit me in the DM talking about, you don't know if that situation with Devin Haney, it's not true. Everybody's lying on Devin because he didn't call YouTube. He didn't call IG. Listen, I'm going off the reports. I read from the report. If he didn't do it, cool. They'll come out and say he didn't do it. But isn't your focus, shouldn't it be directed on the social media platforms who reported it? Aren't they the ones that disseminated this information out to the GP? See, you come to the ones that's easily accessible. You'll find it at a soft target. That's why they come at the ones that's in the YTC. They come at the ones who they consider to be a soft target. And their words will have better effect because the people that's listening to them understands that I'm reachable, I'm accessible. And you know what I find? I find that to be the capital C word, cowardness, pusillanimous activities. If I'm gathering information from several sites and reporting on it, then that's what I'm speaking on. Don't speak to me as if I don't have access to talk on something that's out for the GP and you feel some type of way because I spoke on it. Now let's get down to a little bit of news. I'll share screen. I want to let you listen in, right, to the MMA hour with Ari Hawani. Ari Hawani has came a long ways. He has this way of he's a Jewish reporter, but he has a way of, some people out there do despise of Ari Hawani, but he's still able to piss people off, but yet allow himself to regather um their good spirits, however you want to say it, you know what I'm saying? But he was speaking to Eddie Hearn about the current situation because people was mad that Matchroom didn't participate in that purse bid, that failed purse bid, and what Devin said. And also, he's talking about Shakur Stevenson. And, Shakur Stevenson last fight coming up with Top Rank. Is it a possibility that he will sign Shakur? And all this, he's talking about it. But be patient. I just thought it was a good snippet. I like Ari Hawani. I like listening to some of his shows. But let's take a little trip.
At the beginning of this interview, 20 minutes ago, you hit me with the you don't know anything about boxing, and now you just hit me with the you could go.
Shakur Stevenson is pound for pound already top 5. I think he may be the best out of all of them. I think he beats Gervonta Davis. I really do. Like, I think this kid is so special. I just don't know. He's like, the problem is with Bob and Top Rank, right? Once he gets a sniff that you're not willing to lock up for him for 3 or 5 years, he just he dismisses you. So that
I think partially, Eddie, and shout out to Eddie Hearns, man. I think he's one of the best out there at selling fights, man. When he signs you, you're in his good graces. When you're not with him, he keeps you from a distance, far distance. You know what I'm saying? Whatever he has to keep you away, with a rake, a shovel, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it takes, he would keep you at a good distance, and he don't pay you any mind. But Shakur Stevenson, how does he tie into this equation? It's because he's one of the ones that's at 135. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the ones that they're trying to make with Gervonta Davis. But also, you have to look at it like this. He's talking about something that's very smart with the way he's saying the Top Rank. If it's time for you to go, he's not going to put much effort into promoting you. And I always say this about these fighters, especially black fighters. Even though Shakur is black and Puerto Rican, they have to find a way, just like I was bragging about Teofimo Lopez and how he promotes himself and get these sponsorships on the side. Shakur Stevenson ended up getting a Reebok deal, didn't he? Something like that. You have to continue to strive and put your name out there in between fights and get your notoriety to continue to buzz even when you're not in the ring. A lot of these fighters are busy on this YTC, going to these so-called channels and talking about drama.
they're just not pushing Shakur Stevenson. And why should they, with all due respect? I mean, the guy's coming out and basically saying, after this fight, I'm off. So why are you going to really push him with the same kind of oomph that you would if you knew he was locked in, and passionate about your company? So I get it all, but I look at this kid and I think this is a problem with American boxing. This is a young man, right, who talks well, looks good. He should be a national star. Like, he's a brilliant multi-division world champion. He may be.
And this is where we at. He's saying that Shakur should be a big star. That's what they say about Devin Haney. Devin Haney, what he should be a star. He should be a A national star, right? That's what they're saying. Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is known by many other than those that deals with this YTC. Ryan Garcia is bigger than the YTC. He's known outside of the sport of boxing. He has a whole nother fan base that support him outside of boxing. Shakur not too much. Devin Haney not so much. You know what I'm saying? They may be brainwashing people over here in the boxing realm, but outside this YTC, this social media little pool right here, that's where it stops. That's where the notoriety restricts the amount of exposure that a fighter could have to make them big money, to make that pay-per-view stance, to have promoters, keeping faith and saying, you know what, we can sign this fighter up for a pay-per-view fight because look at their fan base, look at this, look at that. He has a good point though. These fighters should be national stars, man.
Be the best at 135. But for some reason, and I don't get it, you look at Jaron Ennis. People say, I think Jaron Ennis, again, pound for pound, top 5. And I'm like, this kid is a superstar. Like, he doesn't sell. Jaron Ennis has got no profile. I sign the guy. We go to Wells Fargo in Philadelphia. We're going to do $15,000 for his defense there.
See, Eddie, my point in all this, like, I understand that what he's going to do with you because you are the machine. You understands what gets that name Jaron Ennis moving. You can say you're going to do 15,000. But let's also take this into consideration of who's he's fighting. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to fight Cody Crowley. Now he's fighting David Avanesian. You need to hope that his people, the Philly fans, who really don't show, we're talking about Philly. Philly is not the size of Texas. So therefore, you have to hope that more people are willing to show up and pay money to come inside that arena and support Jaron Ennis from afar. If he don't have those fans from a distance and only the ones that's up close, he's not going to be a superstar, Eddie. I'm just being honest. He's not going to be a superstar. It doesn't matter if he's fighting in arena, a boxing match in there for the first time, Wells Fargo or whatever. That don't mean anything. If that guy doesn't learn how to turn it over, and he's well into his 30s to be this, superstar, this fan-friendly fighter who has always possessed the talent, but he couldn't get the biggest pay-per-view fights in Vegas. He couldn't headline. He wasn't a superstar in that facet. He's only going to have match room to attach. That's it. He's just going to be a part of you. And then when that fight is over at Wells Fargo, what are you going to do? You're not going to spend money to promote Jaron Ennis in between fights.
No one tries. It's really weird what goes on over there. It's almost like they don't want them to become too big. Look at Teofimo Lopez. He's fighting Steve Claggett. Is that even this weekend?
It is, yeah.
I don't know.
In Miami.
He's in front of about 3,000 in Miami. No one tries anymore. They just give up. Like, go to the hometown, book a big venue, push it, promote it, fill it up, And I don't know, it's just like, where can we go that's cheap? Where can we go that's low cost on production? Where can we go that we know we'll fill up? Like, look, when we went to Chase with Haney, 15,000 for the Prograis fight, 15,000 for Jaron Ennis, 10,000 this weekend. We're in Phoenix. We've got one guy from San Antonio, one guy from Hermosillo. You got to try and, people tune in and watch these things. If you're in a little arena with a couple of thousand people, how's that telling the audience that this kid's a superstar?
And there we at. The reason why I played this snippet, it was to remind people on why we're seeing the little kid games being played on the YTC when it comes to Haney and Garcia. Because let's extract Garcia out of the situation, out of the conversation. Can Haney build up this type of exposure absent of Garcia being attached? You know what I'm saying? Can he step outside Garcia's, bubble without this Osterine and them taking the money for Haney coming in overweight? Can he step away and still get this type of bells to ring and people talk about him on a daily basis? No, he can't. How is he going to do it? He doesn't have a collective group, a collective area or avenues that people will talk about because they're interested. They're interested in knowing what Devin Haney got going on. What more he has going on? Is it clothing? Is it sponsorship? Is he putting out an energy drink? Is he this? Is he that? No, it's nothing. All it is him right now talking about legal, taking legal administrative logistics, taking a legal recourse to basically try to get more money out of Garcia. It is the worst thing you can do. And for those of you that's saying, okay, how can I speak on someone else's the way they feeling and how bad they may, the boxing in general is bad. If you take punishment in practice, you know what I'm saying, in training, out of training. When you're training, you're taking punishment, and then it's time to fight under the lights, you're taking punishment. But no one knows anything, another area that Devin Haney can be known for other than boxing. But if you're going to close yourself down to this one little situation, it's running out of steam. It's running out of steam because you're not popular without this Ryan Garcia situation. And you should know how to finesse it a bit better than just waiting on your pop. Your pop can't finesse out this situation. That's why he's been super quiet. Bill Haney can't finesse out this situation. He don't have nothing to say. You know what I'm saying? You took the money for the 3 pounds over. There's nothing to say. Let's get back to it.
So back to the original, is there a chance he signs with you? Are you talking to him? Can you talk to him?
We're going to talk for sure. Well, once he becomes available to talk, I would love a conversation with him. The business has to be right for everybody. He's on a good deal with Top Rank. But the problem is, when you're not pushing him, when you're not promoting him, don't expect to sell the tickets. Don't expect to hit the numbers, So it's got to work both ways.
Have you and Devin spoken offline? You had your comments last week. He had some comments as well. He's coming up in about 30 minutes, by the way. If there's anything you want me to relay, I'm happy to if you haven't spoken.
No, I haven't spoken since. I mean, I wasn't very... I'll always love Devin. I'm always going to have a place in my heart for him because we went on a great journey together and I like him. I think he's a very nice man. I think he's gone through a really tough period with all this and it's not his fault. I mean, he's unbelievably getting criticized when a guy took performance-enhancing drugs, had it in his system, won the fight. And I read some of the comments about Ryan. It's like, oh, Ryan, this is terrible for you. Like, I've half given up with it, to be honest with you. But Devin is the one that people should be feeling sorry for because he went through a very tough fight that could have really had a real physical effect on him.
Okay, so you see where Eddie Hearns is coming from. So Eddie Hearns is, in my opinion, is coming from a genuine place, right? He had at one point in time signed Devin Haney, but he's saying that people should be feeling some type of way of empathy for Devin Haney. I get it because, like I said, WCS has put it out there. He did everything he was supposed to do. He did the right thing. He was a champion, WBC, super lightweight. He made the weight. Absolutely commendable. Within a system, because the military operates off a system, we have a rank structure. That rank structure is internal to a chain of command. Why chain of command? Because each rank is higher than the next. Okay? So therefore, when you have a structure such as boxing, where the chain of command is flawed, you know what I'm saying? No matter their experience, a fighter can still be the B-side to a fighter that has less experience. That isn't rank structure. That is just positioning. That is just who is that fighter signed with? That is, how can the paperwork turn out in favor of that fighter? You get a fighter with 30 fights versus a fighter with 12 fights. Sometimes that fighter with 12 fights can come into a fight with a fighter with all the experience because of the winning or losing streak. I mean, the losing streak that fighter that has more experience has been on. So it has no structure at all, period. It's just a system. And we already understand how systems work. It's just people don't want to understand that boxing is one of the most flawed, inconsistent systems that you will ever get close to. When you're up here trying to act like you want to organize it, like you want to be the person to organize this system, it's impossible. So stop trying. Even with you paying attention and supporting the sport. The reason why WCS is doing another live on this, because you all have to understand my thought process. At one point in time, I had to be in a situation doing research on certain topics. I'm not just the topic that they gave me. I had to basically be able to gather information and intel on comparable topics that's relatable to the one that I'm speaking on right now. That's why I'm saying when they're talking about Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, people are speaking on Ryan Garcia as if he should have been banned and banned and banned all this time, but yet they're quiet on Julio Cesar Martinez. And Martinez has been out there for several weeks now. And they're very quiet, only because they really don't know Martinez like that. They know Devin Haney, but there's more people out there likes Martinez than they like Haney. So who are they choosing to speak on? They'll speak on Haney, and they want to pretend like they have this damn march going on, and they're protesting lightly to say, "Oh man, it should have been more years added on the Ryan." No, you're mad because Ryan does have a position to where he can wear that chip on his shoulder, where he can walk around with that ego flashing, and he can say, "I don't care about anything that you got. I'm not showing any concern about them taking my money." You know what I'm saying? He is being an arrogant, egotistical, little young, youthful brat. That's what the people are really mad at. But they ain't mad at Canelo in the same sense. When Canelo popped dirty, I didn't hear these people saying Canelo should be banned for 5 years. So you have to bring in comparable evidence to justify why you feel the way you do in this current date about a situation that's already been out there in boxing. This is nothing new with people testing dirty.
And this ain't a game. It's not a joke. You've got someone with that in their system. Whether he meant to take it or not, it was in there. And, now Devin is back undefeated. I had a conversation with his lawyer the night before the purse bid, and I said, I'd like to make the unification fight with Liam Paro. Let me know if that's possible with the WBC. Come back and we'll talk about the purse bid maybe. And they never called me back. He's not under contract with me. He doesn't want to do a long-term deal with a promoter. I guess he just maybe thought we were going to bid, but he's got his own promotional company, Devin Haney Promotions. They love to have a logo on the poster.
What? What did Eddie Hearn do? Eddie Hearn, man, I'm telling you, bro. He ain't new to this. He true to this, bro. If I'm not mistaken, I could have sworn I had a conversation with my colleague Sean News back in the day about these fighters who have these promotions. You know what I'm saying? All these fighters that have these man down promotion, DHP promotions. You know what I'm saying? But really, are they a promoter or not? Can they put on the entire fight card? Have they put on a regional fight card? A very small one, but under their promotion? No. Why? Because it takes money. It takes coordinated effort. Eddie Hearn said DHP promotions. That's not a shot. That's real life.
But they don't want to lose any money. And the reason they
don't want to lose any money. But they want somebody else to lose money.
It is because they didn't want to lose any money. So it's all irrelevant now because he's basically vacated the title. He's gone into recess, which means he'll look at other opportunities. And I would like to make the Liam Paro fight in Australia.
Oh, wow. So Liam versus Devin.
I think so. Devin's been out there twice. He beat Cambosos twice in Australia. The government there love to support big fights. It's a homecoming fight for Liam Paro. So there's an opportunity for Devin, but I don't think he wants to fight till the back end of the year. He's had a rough time, and he'll be back. He's a tremendous fighter and a good young man. But I think it's a wild experience. It really is. I've been at dinners with His Excellency where sat next to me was Evander Holyfield there, AJ there, Duran there, Lennox Lewis there, Larry Holmes over there, Buffer, Ara. I mean, it's just every time I go to Riyadh, it's just the most amazing experience, you know. And yeah, it's great times, great times. You know, I'm just enjoying life. I'm, like I said, Bam against Estrada this weekend. Can't wait. And yeah, may the good times continue to roll, my friend.
Amen. And good luck to England on Sunday. I know it's stressful times, but I liked what you
Yeah.
had to say about getting behind the boys, the positivity. I saw
I
that
just
today.
don't understand it. It's
Yeah.
like, you know, there can be no good come from negativity and criticism, like of your national team. Like, you don't understand the positivity and the wave of support, how much that can lift people to perform. Like, and if that comes from your nation, like we won the group stages, right? We won the whole thing. We performed really poorly, really. I mean, not awful, but like nowhere near to our potential. But we won the group. And on Sunday, we got our knockout stage, right? So I said to, you know, my interview today, we've got 3 days. Rally as a country. Let's get behind. Let's get really excited for Sunday. Let's light up a barbecue, right? And say, do you know what? We haven't played very well, but I bet we perform and we get it right in the knockout stages.
50-second video, which I liked. And then this morning, I wake up to a text. A lot of people would feel comfortable saying those things, and not a lot of people would take them as well as him. But I think we did big things there. So looking forward to seeing those changes implemented. Tremendous stuff. All right. Let us move along now and say hello to our next guest. He is competing at UFC 303. I was on the Bills. The man himself, Devin Haney. Hello, Devin.
I fast forward to Devin Haney because I want you to hear what he had to say. Okay? You know, MMA Hour, this is not the first boxer he had on his show. He had mixed martial artists, boxers. He has a plethora, a surplus of athletes on his show. But pay attention to what Devin had to say.
And how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you, Ariel?
I'm doing really well. Thank you for the time. We appreciate it as always. Is it fair to categorize, like, this has been a saga, man. It's like, since the fight was announced, this whole thing from the moment you guys were signed to fight. And
I want you all to, I don't want to ask you to pay attention. I don't want to repeat myself over and over because I know I have a audience of freaking intellectual scholars, individuals that understand, you know, they can pretty much interpret something and process it off the first time they hear it. Okay? I totally understand we on the same sheet of music. But put your antennas on.
in that Vegas run-in all the way until, like, literally now, this has been some tiring stretch for you, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's definitely been a saga since the start of it. It's been a roller coaster, a circus, but this is where we are now, and it is what it is.
I want you to remember that Devin said it's been a circus because later on I'm going to switch to a different audio. He said it's been a circus. Okay?
Is there any part of you that sometimes thinks, man, I wish I didn't sign up to fight this guy? I wish I didn't put myself in this position?
No, because I put my trust in Allah, and I know that Allah is a perfect planner. So whatever is for me, it's for me. Whatever it's all on His timing. So no, I don't think like that.
He said he put all his trust in Allah. Now, listen, I'm just speaking to you as a human being and a man that's been in life, you know what I'm saying, past the 50 years. All right? You know, I consider myself to be on the back end. But there's certain decisions and situations that I didn't call on the Most High. I didn't call on the Supreme Being because as a person, I'm the one that's habitating down here on earth amongst sinners, including myself being one. Now, when somebody asks me a question like that, I have to say, okay, how did I assess this? How would I assess it? You know what I'm saying? I hear people all the time talking about, you know, well, I had to pray to God. I have a family member that's going through some stuff right now. And they always want to say, I'm gonna wait on God. I'm gonna wait on God. Listen, I don't remember reading anything in the Bible where God said you had to wait and wait and wait in the time of suffering. You know, in the intense situation where you got to make a decision that benefits your life. It benefits your life. So if I had to make a decision, knowing I was going to damn well make a decision when it comes to me getting paid, me having one of the biggest fights of my career and all that, I'm saying as myself, the decision I had to make, this is what I thought about it. The pluses and the pros and cons, this is what I thought about it. I'm not starting off with no freaking supreme being, because if that supreme being can, sit right next to me and I can show people for the first time, hey, look who I got next to me. Y'all thought you'll never see it. Look, I have the Holy Spirit himself. Look, 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 look. I mean, that's different. Anyway.
But has it been a very unique situation? Absolutely.
This is the first time we speak since the fight. And so I'm just curious, that fight week in Brooklyn, were there any things in retrospect that you wish you did differently? Like if he didn't make weight, do you wish you would have said, no, the fight is off? If you didn't feel comfortable with things that you were hearing or seeing from him, is there anything that if you were given the opportunity to do again, you wouldn't do given what you saw from him that week?
I could have did.
He said, if given the opportunity to do it again, all right? If given the opportunity to do it again. So what does that tell WCS, right? That tells me that in the process of you making the initial decision, and you started this off with Allah, I'm speaking for myself. I'm starting off with the Most High, the Supreme Being, the Holy Spirit. You know what I'm saying? I made a decision initially. I don't want to talk in hindsight because God don't have anything to do with the hindsight because it's already happened in life. Well, what Area Hawani is asking Devin is if you had all over to do it again. So why wasn't your Supreme Being there the first time when you made the decision and you thought it was a healthy decision to take that money and move forward? You know what I'm saying? Was it Allah when it comes down to you accepting money to move forward and violate a policy of a fighter that's coming in 3 pounds overweight when the weight limit is 140, but yet you decided to take what? Material items. You took monetary payment. You took a monetary compensation. Where was the prayer then? That's all I'm saying. Where was the prayer?
I could have did things differently, but once you go in there with a guy who's on PEDs, it doesn't matter. You can do everything in the world.
Listen to me, Devin, and I'm not being hard, bro. Where was Allah? In my case, I have to ask myself, where's the Father in heaven? Hallowed be thy name. Where was he when Ryan Garcia was giving you all the signs, right? They giving you all the signs. This man came in 143 in his previous fight. He came in, you had some type of intuition that Ryan was gonna come in overweight this fight. That's why you was leaning heavy on charging him for each pound. Where was Allah? I'm just curious, not to disrespect any Muslim faith, but if you're gonna say initially when he asked you about this, well, things in Allah was meant to be. It was meant to. You put all faith in Allah. It was meant to be. Just like Christians, I put all things in the Holy Spirit. You know what I'm saying? It was meant to. It was meant to be. That's not something I look back on and regret. Okay, but what about this right here? You can't project it now in hindsight. You can't project it out to the public and say, well, if I would have known, where was the Holy Spirit? The Holy Spirit couldn't warn you that this situation may occur if it's genuine. Maybe the Holy Spirit didn't want to touch you because it's not genuine. I don't know. I'm just speaking. I'm just talking.
You can put, clauses. You can do whatever you want, but you aren't on an even playing field, and that just eliminates everything.
Why would the Holy Spirit not allow you to be on an even playing field? This is where my mind, man. I'm not a drinker. I'm not a smoker. None of that shit. But why is my thought process any different than his, any yours? Why would the Holy Spirit, whoever you worship, allow you to go into a situation without it being on an even playing field, Devin? That's all I'm saying. You start off with Allah, but Allah is absent any other scenario that Ariel is asking you already. Why would Allah allow you to be in harm's way? Why would he allow you to be in there with somebody who's setting you up for a dangerous situation? Where was the indication that Allah was saying, hey, if I was you, I wouldn't do that? What if he was telling you, hey, don't take this fight? Don't take this fight, pull out. And you're looking at the money. You're looking at the page. Oh my God, I'm making this much. Will you pull out the fight? Will you have enough? Will you surrender and accept the faith that the fact that Allah was telling you, don't take this because you're gonna be on an uneven playing field?
Once one guy is on PDs and one guy isn't, it doesn't matter at that point.
Did you suspect this at all? Did you ever hear any inklings of this kind of activity?
No, not like from his side. You mean?
Yeah.
Like, no. I didn't. No, it was news to me when it came out. I didn't know anything of it.
He still maintains this was all done unknowingly, contaminated substances and all that. Do you believe that?
No, I don't believe that. At the end of the day, if you genuinely felt that, why did he? He admitted to it. He forfeited the $1 million. He took his suspension. This is what he agreed to. So he basically took a plea deal. He didn't.
It's good to hear you say what he agreed to. And this is no knock on Devin. He just did an interview. That's all. If Ryan Garcia does an interview, anybody and everybody understands that I have put Ryan on Front Street as Ryan Garcia forever. He's the only boxer I have a video of on my channel. So I've been on to Ryan for a long time. But you agreed to face this man when you could have pulled out when he came in overweight. You agreed to it. So with that agreement, with him coming in overweight, showing you that he's willing to break the rules already, Devin, you went in there and found out that the man had PEDs in the system. But initially, he showed you the flag. He showed you that he was breaking the rules, and he came in 3 pounds plus overweight.
He didn't take it to trial. He didn't try to fight it or nothing like that. He owned up to it to the commission. He signed the contract, whatever the case may be, that this is my suspension. This is what it is. So no, a guy who failed 5 different tests. No, it wasn't unknowingly.
Have you talked to him off, out of the public eye, like just, off the record? Have you guys had any kind of conversations since all this came out?
Nah, he be messaging me like on Instagram and shit like that, like trying to be cool, like trying to be like, I don't know. Some we all know, it's something odd with him. And
okay, so if it's something odd with him, right? And you're telling this to Ariel Hawani, who pays attention supposedly. I know he has a full plate, right, Devin? Did you not go through the previous lead up, presser to presser, when you're saying it's something odd? Let's see if he mentions it, because we all know that he went through something with Ryan Garcia that was odd, right? We all witness it, right?
For him to feel like it's cool for him to message me, none of that. None of that is going on. Like, for the shit that he did, I want to make him pay for the shit that he did in the ring, out the ring, however.
And
so me, being, still coherent enough to understand what you said, he mentioned in the ring first. So if you want him to pay in the ring, Devin, you talking about all this legal stuff is not going to get you back in the ring with Ryan, because he's not at a point where he's forced to make you his priority to get back in the ring. So you want to make him pay inside out the ring. I get it. It was done to you. I get it. It's very unwelcoming. I get it. Real talk. But you have to understand, this guy acted the way he acted to the lead up. You said he was on cocaine. It's no red flags. This Ostarine ain't no red flag. This Ostarine ain't no red flag. Him basically putting a mea culpa, a green. That's nothing new, because he gave you every indication that he was on that type of time leading up to the fight. He acted like a nutcase the entire time, and you went along with it because you felt like, okay, this is catching up mad buzz out in the public and people paying attention to the fight. So that money that we're going to get on the back end, that's helping me, when you really wasn't doing anything to promote the fight. So you have to think about how much Ryan did to help you. Now there's a lot of ears that's not going to hear this for what it is. They going to listen to it like, oh man, you're trying to freaking advocate something good out of Ryan. So I ain't trying to advocate shit. I'm just speaking from a sense where Ryan did all that to help both of y'all out on the back end of the pay-per-view to get you paid more money. He was giving you the entire list of characters that he was willing to play leading up to this fight. Yes, he goes in there overweight. He paid the penalty. Okay, that's another thing. He was honorable enough to pay the penalty. And then you go in there and he tests positive for ostarine. Now it's all about the ostarine. Nothing else matters. And then you want to further act like you want to make him pay outside the ring when he helped you. He tried to help you. First of all, get money. He helped you get money. Nobody else that you have fought. You went over there to Australia and you took a doo-doo contract and you barely got any money with Lomachenko. He was helping you to get paid. That's all.
But what kind of stuff is he messaging you about?
He said some shit like, "Oh, I didn't know." He said something like, "I didn't know that you beat up Gervonta like that," or some shit like that. Some of that sort. He said.
Okay, so he's trying to be cool with you.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess.
Interesting.
But like I said, just know we not friends. It ain't none of that. It's, like I said, he gonna pay for it. He gonna pay for what he did in the ring and out the ring, and that I mean that in many different ways.
Okay. Hold up. I just want to take a little bit of time. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just have to get some oxygen. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes shit don't make no sense. And then it kind of fatigues you, right? You know what I'm saying? It kind of fatigues you to think like people will actually question your blackness. You know, they'll say, well, you know, in times like this, you be strictly about the black man. No. It's not that I'm not for the black man, but I'm all about splitting it as much as I can and telling both sides of the story. You keep talking about both in and out, in and out, in and out. Which side of that is going to get you paid? Do you think you're going to win a civil suit of $50 million just because Ryan tested for ostarine? You're in your 20s, big dog. Shouldn't you be thinking about furthering, building up your brand and getting pay-per-view fights outside of Ryan Garcia? He's only one fighter. Look, Devin, I'm going to be honest with you. You're not going to build up any type of rivalry. This is not going to be a freaking trilogy, nor are you going to have any type of matrimony, right? Where y'all going to say, okay, I'm just going to respect you for business wise and people want to see you. If you get on these shows and talk about you're going to make him pay in and out the ring, who else are you going to have on your calendar that's going to make you the amount of money Ryan's going to make you? What goes further? You suing Ryan outside the ring and getting a little money, however that little stipend is, or just saying, let me let all this go and just go back in the room and prove to the people that I can beat him. And then that's going to build up your fan base and future fights, because boxing does have this code a little bit. Sometimes if a fighter does something that's, you know, considered manly, you know what I'm saying, something to consider like, okay, he stood on his merit. He could have did this, but he'd rather sell it in the ring. That's all I'm saying.
And I'd like to ask you about that, but just regarding the suspension, the $1 million to Golden Boy, why is that? Why did they get $1 million?
Yeah, I didn't understand that. But I'm trying to, you know, my team is talking to the commission and talking to Golden Boy to figure out, you know, how that works.
Okay. And do you know how much you'll be getting from him?
I don't know. No. That's what we're trying to figure out. But you know, this whole situation has you know cost me money. You know, I've lost money during this whole situation, which at the end of the day is boxing. But like I said, he will pay for everything.
He said, at the end of the day, it's boxing. Third time, he will pay for this. He will pay for this. This is what we keep hearing. They say it was going to be murder. They was going to kill him. At the end of the day, it's boxing. What does that mean exactly? What does that mean?
When you say it's
And-
cost you money, do you mean because of the purse bid?
Stuck. See, I got to give Ariel Helwani. He just finished talking to Eddie Hearn. Stuck. Got him stuck because he has to be very, very cautious about how he answers this question. That question stifled him. He has to really think about and be patient about his rules of engagement when answering this question with Eddie Hearns, knowing Eddie Hearns was on here previously, and he may need Eddie Hearns in the future. It made him think.
Yeah, I mean that is one of the ways that it has cost me money. Yeah.
What other way?
See how stifled he was? He says that's one of the ways that cost him money. To say that Matchroom didn't want a purse bid on him for Sandor Martin. So Ryan Garcia is to blame for that. But earlier he said, oh, that is boxing at the end of the day. Hey, what are you talking about, bro? How can that? Okay. Let me break something down to Devin. Okay, this look. You just proved my point, that Devin, that you are looking at this in a way that you have said 3 times already that you're gonna make him pay inside and outside the ring, but yet you're trying to make a point as if it's relevant to Ariel Helwani that he cost you money because Matchroom didn't want to touch the Sandor Martin fight. Now, think about what you're saying. If you're talking about Matchroom didn't want to touch the Sandor Martin fight, right, based off you losing, understand that WCS has told you over and over again that what the fight fans are looking at, and the promoters and whoever else, is what played out in the ring, youngin. That's what they looking at. What played out in the ring. You just freaking mentioned. You just consummated. I mean, you just confirmed what I'm trying to get through to y'all. If they don't want to touch you based off your fight with Ryan Garcia, it has nothing to do with the Osterring at the end of the day. It has something to do with who you were as an undisputed and a 2-division champion, the way you looked in there with Ryan Garcia. In order for you to get past that, it's not what you're doing to Ryan outside the ring. It's what they want to see you do inside it. Okay? That's what they want to see. They want to see you do it inside that, Devin. Nobody even care about, oh, I did lose some money from the purse. But that has nothing to do with why Matchroom didn't want to touch Haney Sandor Martin, because your name ain't big enough to carry Sandor Martin based off the results that Ryan Garcia gave you, bro.
Ways.
As far as just in the future, future fights, right?
Look, this look, you can tell, everything was cool talking about stuff that sounded well, but now it's a lot of ums, and this is not good. This is not good. You'll never hear Teofimo Lopez be in a situation like this where he's umming. That's the difference when you get in front of these people and you have to think about, okay, how do I look to the general public? If you're closed-minded, you're going to get on here and talk about what you think they want to hear, like you're advocating for yourself. There's nothing wrong with that, but God damn it, you just answered your freaking question. You want people to believe that Matchroom didn't touch you because of Ryan Garcia, losing money. He beat you up, and you're trying to say the reason he beat you up was because of Osterring. No, the reason that they don't want to touch it is because the way you looked against Ryan Garcia, buddy.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. Well, I'm trying to, my team is talking to the commission and talking to Golden Boy to figure out, how that works.
Okay. And do you know how much you'll
But
be getting from him?
I don't know. No, no. That's what we're trying to figure out. But you know, this whole situation has cost me money. You know, I've lost money during this whole situation. Which at the end of the day is boxing. But like I said, he will pay for everything.
When you say it's
And
cost you money, do you mean
and
because of the purse bid?
um yeah, I mean that.
And that's where you messed up, brother. Come on, man. Fellas, this is what I'm talking about. They always want to talk about, us not looking out for one another. You're a millionaire. Who didn't brief you? Where's your briefing team? Where's your agents? You're saying the purse bid is Ryan Garcia's fault because of what again? If he's punished and he's suspended, how did he have anything to do with them wanting to touch the purse bid? They are not looking, brother. They don't want to see you and Sandro Martin because there's no money in it, bro. And also, they're in the Ennis business. They just signed Ennis. They ain't signing you. You used to be there. You chose to be a free agent and whatever. So therefore, how is it Ryan Garcia's fault? And how do you co-sign on him making you lose money because they chose to stay away with the Heisman? They said, we don't want none of that. That's Sandro Martin. Because Sandro Martin, it's not like he has this grandiose following. You don't have this grandiose following, Devin. It's maybe more than Sandro Martin, but the only thing that the fight fans remember, the 85%, okay, is how you lost. So you can't put that blame on Osterine and tie it in to Matchroom not wanting to touch that fight.
That is one of the ways that it has cost me money. Yeah.
What other ways?
As far as just in the future, future fights, right? It has cost me.
Okay. I saw that you did an interview with Dan Raphael last week, and you said that you were considering suing him for this. Is that still the plan?
Like I said, this whole thing has cost me, and I wasn't on I signed up for a fair fight. I signed a contract for a fair fight where we do drug testing, where we go in and, I'm clean, he's clean. And that wasn't the case. So like I said, he must pay. He must pay for that. When you sign a contract, he said that he's gonna be clean going into the fight. I'm gonna be clean. It ain't gonna be nothing in my system. It ain't gonna be nothing in his system. And he didn't hold up his bargain. He didn't hold up on his side of that. So he will pay.
Okay. Has that
And
started?
he will pay. Like I said, he will pay. He will pay in the ring. I want to get it back in blood in the ring, but also outside the.
Did he say back in blood? Did you say back in blood, man? First of all, let me recognize, Swat Jones, man. Thank you. Thank you, my brother. $10 super chat. Lighting up the tree of life for WCS. I appreciate you, man. Real talk. Thanks for the donation. Appreciate you, man. Something for the tree of life. Be good, Cap. I'm going to listen in. Appreciate you, man. One love to you for donating to the channel. Real talk. Somebody care. I appreciate you, man. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Shout out to UGC Flame in the building. What's good, brother? I see you on deck. Shout out to the MACKMO. BB, the Mac Mob is on deck. What's good with it, brother? Salute to you. Appreciate you pulling up, man. Latch Puma in the building. Conquest in the building. What's good? I got to get back to this cook, but once again, shout out to Swat Jones with the $10 super chat on deck. Appreciate you, big dog.
I'm still a businessman at the end of the day. And
he say he's still a businessman at the end of the day, y'all. I can't make this up. He say he's still a businessman. Now it's all about business. So I guess it was business, Devin, when you took the payout for Ryan coming in 3.2 to put him at an advantage heading into that fight, a physical advantage over you, because you had to struggle to lose the last 3 pounds to make the weight limit. But yet Ryan said, fuck that. I'm coming in 3 over and I'm going to balloon up in weight and I'm going to be the heavier fighter in there. Isn't that what you're trying to get at? So business wise, you thought it would be a smart decision to take the penalty payout by Ryan Garcia. So if what is that? Where's that? Where's the religion and where's the business aspect of it? Because now, due to your decision to accept Ryan Garcia's offer for 500, because you suggested it, Devin, you suggested 500,000 per pound. Now that was paid and he made whole with that, right? That was your decision to accept that. So just because you made a poor business decision, you want to turn around and say, what I had meant to tell y'all is, yeah, we signed the paperwork for him to come in with a clean system. But before that, I made an agreement for him to pay me 500 grand to come in overweight per pound. 500, you know what I'm saying, per pound. He came in over 3, so he had to pay me 1 point. You know what I'm saying? I made a business decision for that. But ultimately, stepping into the ring with him could have been avoided if I just would have canceled the fight and came in another day when he can make the weight, or we can talk about a catch weight. So with that said, I got to put the blame on him and get it back in blood because he had something in the system. Not the 3 pounds that he came in overweight, because he paid me for that. But I got to make him pay more because he had ostarine in the system. A fight that never should have happened due to him not making the weight. But you made this decision because you didn't want to miss out on the millions of dollars from fighting Ryan Garcia. I get it. I get it, bro.
This is a business. So, and people admire me because of my business sense and how I got to this point. So, like I said, he's gonna pay in the ring. We get it back in. I want to get it back in blood in the ring, on an even playing field, but also out the ring.
I don't like it. Bill Haney, I don't like it, brother. Like I'm saying, I'm not angry with y'all, man. I don't have no reason to be angry, on a personal level with y'all. But I don't like that shit. Like, I don't like it, bro. I don't like this get it back in blood bullshit. You're in a combat sport where you all have every opportunity in a championship showcase for 12 rounds, 3 minutes per, 1 minute in between. You have motherfucking time, shawty. You have time to make him bleed inside the ring. What is these threats? Why do we always want to take it? Oh, it's going to be inside out the ring. I'm going to tell you, I'm reiterate again. It's going to be inside and out, and we're going to get it back in blood. I don't like that shit, bro. You're already in a full contact sport.
Have you started that process of suing him?
Well, right now we're just trying to figure out, everything. The whole situation is still, we still don't fully understand the whole thing.
Regarding the actual, sorry, go ahead.
But what I do understand is that, he's failed 5 tests, and it's no coincidence that you failed 5 tests. That's not. And there's no coincidence that you don't, nobody's going to just forfeit $1 million just for something that they didn't do, right? Would you?
No.
Okay. So by the time that you forfeit $1 million, you're pretty much owning up to, what you did.
And just to be clear, the 5 tests, which are you referring to? Because what I read was 19th and 20th, right?
So he failed. The day before the fight, he failed his A and B test.
Mm-hmm.
The night of the fight, he failed his A and B test again, and he also failed the commission test that he took on the fight night as well.
Okay.
So the commission did their own separate tests, and he didn't only fail the VADA test, he failed the commission test as well.
And all of it was for ostarine, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Then they say that the A and B sample are the same, just in 2 different containers. It's the same, right? So to split this up numerically and try to say the quantification is going to fool people and say he failed 5 tests, okay? But they say the A and B sample is the same. It's just 2 different tests and the same tests in different containers. Same urine. in different containers, right? So what is that exactly? You know what I'm saying? If they is at the end of the day, like you said, is boxing, right there, Devin. So if they have a test that they go by, and he is now suspended based off ostarine for a year. Okay, 5 tests. You want to say 5 tests, right? So he's suspended for a year because he agreed to pay the fine and be suspended for a year and everything else. So you're trying to change the scope of boxing for what are you trying to get per se? Because the punishment was handed down and you didn't get what you want, obviously. Because your focus is not fighting him in the ring. You say, "Oh, we're gonna get it inside and out the ring. We're gonna get it back in blood." Okay, got it.
And regarding the fight itself, what do you think went wrong? It was shocking to see it play out like that.
Pay attention. Ariel is asking some good questions. What do you think happened? What happened? That's all we want to know. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to check the electric. We're trying to measure the electric current in there, that was going on fight night. That's all. We want to know if the circuits were functioning properly. You know what I'm saying? What happened?
Because we had never really seen you in that type of position. Looking back, what do you think went wrong that night?
Yeah. We can't say because, when you're not on an even playing field, that's what went wrong right there. We let's start there. I can't say, oh, I'm fighting you straight up and I'm clean and you're fighting me.
Let me let this play out, man. I'm not even doing y'all a complete justice, man.
With PDs in your system, it's not a fair fight. So that's what went wrong.
Was it one
and
of
that's why I said, and that's why I said we have to run it back because it just wasn't a fair fight.
Hey y'all, now you know. Haney said it wasn't a fair fight because when asked about what went wrong from Ariel Helwani, a person who watched the fight and seen how both fighters, who had the momentum and who didn't. You know what I'm saying? I guess the first half of the fight, the ostarine haven't kicked in yet. It was a time release, freaking banned substance, time release. I guess, when Ryan Garcia took it, it hadn't really kicked in until his body core temperature reached a certain number. And then it really starts to put in and kick in the overdrive in the 7th round. And then that's when Ryan Garcia's hands began to glow inside those gloves, y'all. That's when his mind started to just emit that energy. It started to just increase the freaking measurements of electricity. And he started to just understand that he can see everything like the Matrix. He saw it within Rainey before he even thought about throwing it. That's why he was able to hit him with the counter. Man, that's bullshit, bro. This is absolute bullshit. It's asinine to even hear, Haney. I'd rather you say, oh, we had a bad fight plan at the end of the day. We came in there with a bad fight plan. But see, you're not going to convince people that ostarine is the antidote, bro. You're not going to convince them that this is a psychedelic. This is some of the stuff they use in ayahuasca, bro, to get into your head psychologically, and you can go in there and you can have an out-of-body experience. You're not going to convince people that ostarine was the primary core reason that he went in there and beat you up the way he did. You're trying to tell me ostarine is somewhat like COVID. It's contagious. So if you are the person that you're clean, your immune system is doing just fine, Ryan Garcia can take ostarine and go in there and infect you and allow your body to have a breakdown at that point in time to become restricted, your respiratory system to become ill. You're trying to tell me everything, the second coming of Floyd Mayweather there, Devin, you couldn't remember none of that when Ryan Garcia was in there having success with landing punches? I'm not buying it, brother.
And if PDs don't matter, then why do we test for them then? Why are they banned?
Why are they banned? All of a sudden, I'm thinking about maybe we should start a revolution to if we're gonna get these type of results where fighters can have the matrix type um 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 reaction, like them collecting data. If these supplements have been proven to somehow infiltrate the neurological system, right? Give you a type of enhancement as if you are wearing a neural link. We're talking about artificial intelligence. If your mind is able to process information before it leaves your opponent, and you can predict based off the information that you're receiving from your opposition at the time in the ring, based off the amount of ostarine, you can pull that out of them, and it can get you to know to get your timing down, punch placement, tell you what punch to throw it, when to move, when to elude, when to slip, when to pivot out, reset. We should protest that ostarine should be legal, because I want to see some good fights. God damn it. If ostarine helps a fighter, you know what I'm saying? If it helps their hippocampus, Abdullah, you know what I'm saying? Medulla oblongata, if it helps all those areas that's essential to our memory and all that, I mean, I'm all for ostarine, because that means we're going to get way better fights opposite or outside just raw talent. Now we add a chemical process to enhancing our psychological, and then that's what warfare is about, gaining the advantage over your adversary. And if ostarine is the chemical with a new profound breakthrough, we need to somehow get that legalized, man.
So when you went back to the locker room,
PEDs don't matter. If PEDs don't matter, why did he take them?
right? Were you just
PEDs,
shocked?
yeah, they have to be beneficial.
Well, yeah, performance enhancers, right? That's why they are called that.
Exactly.
Were you just like blown away when you went back to the locker room, like just not being able to comprehend? And then when you found out about the PEDs, did maybe the performance make more sense to you? Is that how you digested it?
My bad.
No problem.
Yeah, no, I mean, say that again. Ask the question again for me.
You know, because it was such a shocking result, right? You were such a big favorite going into it and whatnot. When you went back to the locker room that night in Brooklyn, were you just dumbfounded, like shocked, like, oh my, like how did this happen? What went wrong here? And then when you found out a few weeks later about the failed test, did it maybe give you like some, okay, now I understand why this went down this way. Now I understand. Now this gives me a little bit more clarity.
Yeah, I mean, of course, whenever you take a loss, you just you question everything. You question your preparation. You question, everything. So of course, after the fight, you're wondering, okay, you're trying to think, where did I go wrong? What did I do here? Did I do everything here? But yeah, I mean it's normal to think like that. But then it just came out. Oh, this is what it was, and that's what it was at the end of the day.
One thing I was wondering about when I was watching, and I'm wondering how you feel about it, when I saw your boots that were very cool, but then I was like, oh no, are these a problem? They were Uggs, right?
Yeah. No, they weren't Uggs, but they were like similar a little bit. So yeah, a lot of people they got like a lot of questions about the boots. Like I get that a lot. And it was a boxing shoe inside.
Got it.
So on the outside it looked like it was like a Ugg or something like that, but it was like custom made from a boxing shoe. So the whole inside was a boxing shoe.
Okay, yeah. I figured it. They looked super cool, but I was just...
Stop it, Ariel. Stop it. There was nothing cool about boots that look like wool slippers in a ring. Stop it.
Wondering if they were making you, I don't know, slip, or just the grip wasn't good or something like that. Would you ever do something like that again?
Yeah, I don't know. We gotta see. We gotta see.
Fair enough. And so you were the WBC champ. because
Yeah.
it became a no contest. You got the 31-0 back. You got the clean O back. I
Yeah.
saw the video of you dancing in the bowling alley and all that, and you're getting a lot of shit for this. I see you getting a lot of hate. Is this kind of blow you away that you're the guy that did
Yeah, I
nothing
mean,
wrong?
it's people that's these people are trolls. People are gonna troll. People are gonna say what they're gonna say. The real people know at the end of the day they're getting behind what's the truth. The facts are the facts, and I didn't put nothing in the system. I didn't, nothing came up out of my system. So you know um the trolls are gonna say what they're gonna say. This is boxing, but the real people, the real enthusiasts of the sport, they know. They know.
What I want to know is when the real ones and real enthusiasts in the sport, the real enthusiasts, are the ones that speak, on this without extreme ex parte narratives being pushed out to the public. We speak on it based off what we know about the sport and how long we've been covering it. But also, the realists that you're speaking about, um, where were they when you signed the situation that you was in for Ozzy Double, which I was happy you completed that, but you didn't get paid as well, nor did you get paid with Lomachenko. All of a sudden with Ryan Garcia, he finally gives you a shot. Being that he asked for a shot after you faced Luke Campbell, you didn't give it. He didn't give it to you. But now you want to make him pay inside outside the ring. So really, I mean, which is priority? Which is going to last longer? Paperwork saying that you got a certain amount of money from Garcia in a civil suit, or you going back in the ring and just focusing on improving and coming in with a better game plan at a higher division, and you don't have to worry about anything else. If you saying it was the drugs, it should be automatically you're going to go in there and perform way better than Ryan and get that victory. That's what your focus should be on.
Know what the proof is in the pudding, and like I said, a guy is not going to get suspended and pay $1 million if he was clean, if it was an accident or if it was anything like that.
Do you think the punishment that he got was fair, or do you think it should have been harsher?
No, I don't think cheaters should be in the sport of boxing. I don't think cheat. I don't. If I felt that, should I be cheating myself? Right.
Mm.
But I don't think that cheating should be. If you get caught cheating, I think you should be banned
For life.
for life.
Wow.
Because at the end of the day, we go in and putting our life on the line each time we step in that ring, and we seen guys get killed in the ring. So I mean, he must felt something, because of all his fights, he never tested dirty, right?
Mm-hmm.
But against me, he did. It's no coincidence. He obviously felt the threat in me.
Oh my God! No, you didn't say that, brother. God, man. He said Ryan Garcia felt a threat in him. What? He said Ryan Garcia felt the threat in him. He has every right, as the fighter that was in the ring with Ryan Garcia, to have that belief system, though flawed, to have that belief system that Ryan Garcia felt a threat.
And all of a sudden, when he's acting the sport, they know what the proof is in the pudding, or if it was anything like that.
Do you think the punishment that he got was fair, or do you think it should have been harsher?
No, I don't think cheaters should be in the sport of boxing. I don't think cheat. I don't. If I felt that, should I be cheating myself? Right.
Mm.
But I don't think that cheating should be. If you get caught cheating, I think you should be banned
For life.
for life.
Wow.
Because at the end of the day, we go in and putting our life on the line each time we step in that ring, and we seen guys get killed in the ring.
We haven't seen no guys get killed based off their opponent being on performance enhancing drugs. Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? Stop the cap. Guys who was killed for many other reasons than that. You know, it wasn't for performance enhancing drugs. It hadn't been proven that, oh, we have a list of fighters that we have tested over the period of time, and in the laboratory they have a total of 10 straight kills, you know, due to other fighters who was clean and not on performance enhancing drugs. So what was the record of each fight? Oh, they were making their debut. What was the record of the one who killed them? Oh, they had some boxing experience. Okay, there we go.
So I mean, he must felt something because of all his fights, he never tested dirty, right?
Mhm.
But against me, he did. It's no coincidence. He obviously felt the threat in me, and all of a sudden he's acting like we never seen him acting before. He was covering his ass just in case he lost. He was going to play the crazy role.
So feeling that way,
What? So now the crazy role has something to do, personality has to do with Ostarine? What? No, let me try to figure this out. So Ryan was trying to play the crazy role as if that had something to do. This was before the fight. Ryan playing crazy before the fight to promote the fight had something to do with him going in there. So the crazy role had some type of effect on the performance that he went in there, and because he was acting crazy, he went in there and beat you because he felt the threat. If he felt the threat and he was juiced up, why did he need the crazy role? You don't need crazy. You know, to act like you're mentally insane. You don't need performance enhancing drugs for that. Oh, what are you trying to imply? That he had a roid rage or something? You know, I'm just curious to how you're tying this together. How does it all link up, bro? How does it all link up? How does this become a package of evidence to prove the point that him acting crazy was to cover up his Ostarine when he went in there and defeated you, so he can act like he was crazy, so all of it will go away? That shit don't make no sense. He's trying to act crazy to cover up him with Ostarine after the test come back positive. What does his psyche evaluation has to do with Ostarine and him actually going in there for 12 rounds? For 12 rounds. When Ryan Garcia did not win every round. He didn't win every round, y'all.
why would you want to fight him again?
Because I want to get it back in blood. I'm just that type of fighter.
Oh my God, man. Please, Holy Spirit, if you listen to me, I know we're on a different atmosphere of spiritual, but please help this guy. You're already in the full contact sport. We're in boxing, the hurt business. What do you think's gonna happen in the ring? Just get it back in blood. What's the atonement? Where's Allah in all this? No prayer?
Obviously, the test has to be right, and it has to be
Oh my God, man.
very, very strict. But I'm just
Oh
that type of guy. He got to pay for what he did, like I said,
God.
and that's inside the ring, outside the ring.
And now I gotta apologize.
And so the
to
next
my
thing that we
listeners.
saw regarding you was the purse bid for the Sandor Martin fight, and you seemed upset that there was only one bid from Top Rank, and that Matchroom didn't bid.
No, I wasn't upset. I wasn't upset.
You're just messing. Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't upset at the end of the day. I'm good. Right now I want to take care of this business first, and focus on the matter in front of me, and then I'll get back in the ring when the time is right.
I think
It's no rush. I'm not hurting for nothing. I'm gonna get back in the ring when the time is right.
I think you saw Eddie Hearn's comment to me regarding it, because I think you retweeted a tweet with it in it, and I spoke to him about it earlier in the show today, and he pretty much asked him, like, what's the relationship with Devin now, and he kind of said the same thing regarding not bidding on it, and that you have a promotional company, why didn't you bid on it, and he just doesn't think that fight makes a lot of money. He did say he would love to do you versus Liam Paro, but before I ask you about that, How did you feel about what Eddie said regarding why Matchroom decided not to bid on it?
No, I mean, I didn't.
Yeah, you gotta be careful when you're talking about Eddie because you might need him in the future, bro.
I wasn't. It was. I didn't care about what he said. I mean, it was. He spoke his opinion on why he didn't bid on it, and that's what it was.
Exactly. He don't have too much of criticism to come back with Eddie because he know why he didn't bid on the fight. It wasn't no interest of Eddie to put money on that fight for what?
Like I said, it didn't make or break me. It was cool.
Did you
Me and Eddie got a great relationship,
okay.
and we will do business in the future. But right now,
So let's put this into perspective also, people. Those listeners out there. Ryan Garcia influenced Eddie Hearn not to bid on the fight, all because he was on Ostarine. That's what he's saying. Okay, he lost him money outside the ring because Matchroom didn't bet on the fight. That Devin thought they should have showed him some love. Why? Because of what happened in the ring. He feel like the Ostarine was a primary factor as to why Ryan was able to perform and be dominant as he was. I just thought I'll let you all know that.
now I'm focused on the matter in front of me, and then you guys will see me and Eddie doing business again, and like nothing ever happened.
Okay. Are you interested in that Paro idea at some point, or does it not make sense right now?
Of course, I want to make the best fights. I'm that kind of fighter. You know, if everything makes sense, then of course we can do it. I would love to, and I went to Australia twice,
Yeah.
so I wouldn't mind going back, but it would have to make sense for me.
But it sounds, and correct me if I'm wrong, you want to wait, like you want your next fight to be against Ryan Garcia. Is that accurate?
I would love for my next fight to be against Ryan Garcia. With if everything is right, everything is intact, all the drug tests and everything is everything. Of course, because that's the fight that the world would want to see. That's the fight that I would want. But he got to do his suspension. He has to. We got to figure everything out. And then we never know. But of course, I want to get mine back in blood. I'm just that kind of fighter.
But that means you're not fighting until April of next year at the earliest. Are you okay with that?
We don't know. We don't know.
Would you be okay with sitting out that long? That would be a year.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. You see me, I'll sit out 2 years.
Yeah. You're in your prime right now, so I thought you wanted to be active, get back on the horse, that type of thing.
You think I'm in my prime yet?
Okay, fine. Not in your prime yet.
Not in my prime yet.
Okay, fair enough. And so regarding Tank Davis, what did you think of his performance against Frank Martin?
I thought that he did what the world thought he was going to do. He showed that he was, levels above Frank Martin. Frank Martin did exactly what we thought he was going to do. He was a front runner. He was, just because he didn't have the experience of, being under those lights and being in those big moments. And it showed. He got out there. He did good in the first couple rounds, but he couldn't keep it up for a 12-round fight.
So immediately afterwards, Floyd posted the entire sparring footage between you two guys. What did you make of that?
Who said he posted it?
Oh, did he not?
Do we know? How do we know?
I guess that's what everyone just sort of assumed. I mean, he had it, right? Or maybe he gave it to someone who then posted it. Did you post it?
I never had the video.
Okay, I don't know. Someone posted it. I'm just wondering, what did you make of that kind of resurfacing finally? This sparring match that we've heard so much about. We saw snippets of in its entirety.
Everything I said before, it wasn't a lie, right?
Right, right.
I'm asking you, was it?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. We got to see it. Yeah, we got to see it.
Okay. So
you were happy. Did you feel vindicated?
Sure.
Bless you. Bless you.
Thank you. Did I feel vindicated? The world just seen that I don't lie. I don't have to lie, and that's it.
Okay. I'm assuming that's something you'd like to explore, right? You versus Tank.
Of course, I want to fight the best fighters in the world. I've been saying that for ever now, and I look to get back when I get back in the ring. Get back to, fighting the best fighters and, proving myself time and time again like I've been.
Number one though is Ryan, right? There's nothing that you want more than that.
Of course, that's a fight that I want to get back in blood. But
we heard you wanted back in, blood. We heard that, you know what I'm saying? And we heard that. Like the backside of a baboon's ass, we heard it. We heard it, man. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna force Ryan Garcia into no stringent freaking super maximum security drug testing. You're not gonna force that man to come out with pocket just because you wanna pretend like he is the first one to ever test positive. I'm not defending Ryan Garcia either. I'm just saying when you're so close to a sport for a while, I don't have to compete in it to speak on it. I can just take my assessment and valuations, and I can say he ain't the first one to tested positive. On the drug testing. Why are we sitting up here and saying, okay, I want the fight, I want to get it back in blood, but. I mean, you up there emptying the chamber on freaking rounds that don't make any sense. Like, you're not gonna force Garcia into no crazy if you want the fight. He's the moneymaker. You're not. So if you want the moment and you want the numbers to go along with the moment, it's gonna have to be some compromise. Yeah, if you want to do testing, do this testing what you always do. But what else do you want? You want to carry this on and on and on? Don't fight him, goddammit. Because I don't want to put my vested interest in this and think about you and Ryan fighting next year. But yet you're still talking about stuff that happened. Man, ain't nobody gonna latch on to this like you are. Like, let's talk about the worst of the worst. Deontay Wilder and his situation when he went into the rematch with Tyson Fury. That was way worse than this. This had something to do with contraband in the gloves, altering of the gloves, and everything else. Way worse. Spiking, a whole lot of stuff that went on. Way worse than this. And he went in there and he said he wanted to get it back in blood, and he didn't get it back in blood. You know what I'm saying? Tyson Fury ended up stopping him. So yeah, to get it back in blood sounds good, but you have to convince the fans based off what they witnessed that you're better than that. And you just had one of those nights that it wasn't your moment. But if you keep on talking, and you want Ryan Garcia to come in there at your every beck and call and go through some crazy drug testing that we ain't never witnessed.
We just got to see. We never know what the future holds. I want to fight the best fighters in the world, and make the most money possible. So we'll see.
Is there a state where you would want that fight? Like, would you want to go back to New York?
No, I mean the next fight is on my terms.
Yeah.
We caught the guy cheating. We caught him doing all type of antics and this and that.
See, come on, Devin, man, come on, bro. It's midday. What was about a little bit off the 1600? Come on, bro. You want me to goddamn go in there and grab a bottle of my premium cognac and goddamn turn on the faucet in the kitchen and stir up a bowl of wet gravel and eat that bitch like it's a goddamn delicacy or something? Oh, long as I'm chasing it with some cognac, man, that gravel is gonna taste delicious. You actually think you're gonna have it your way with Ryan Garcia, who's making more money? He's the cash cow. Look, wasn't you the one who had 55-45 the first fight without any of this dirty test? So you trying to tell me a dirty test is gonna have you making all the calls? Ryan is gonna tell you straight up, straight like that, he don't need you to make money. If you want to go out here and put it out to the public and want them to believe this banter that you talking, and you want to think people are just gonna automatically gravitate to you who wasn't gravitating towards you before this fight happened, Devin, real talk, bro, listen to me. It's not gonna happen, man. It's not gonna happen. He don't need you like that. You are not in a position of power right now. You're not making the call. You're not the shot caller right now in this boxing game. You're not. If you was a shot caller, you would have been able to have a better designed contract heading over to Australia twice. You would have been able to go in there with Ryan Garcia and be able to be the one that was the shot caller. You think just because he tested positive, he's gonna come back and fight you? It's gonna take a lot to convince anyone to touch it. Because anyone would say, okay, a fight between him and Javante in a rematch would be bigger than you and him. You can't think, okay, I'm gonna continue to say I want it back in blood. 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 I mean, you said the same thing over and over again for the whole entire interview.
So wherever the fight is, it's going to be on my terms.
Can I ask, what do you make of the Shakur Stevenson situation with Top Rank?
I don't know much about it.
It seems like maybe the relationship is coming to an end, and I know you fought for them a little bit, and you've been in this spot before. This could be something of interest to you. Maybe Eddie seems interested in talking to him. Is there any of that you relate to?
You got to see his boxing. You never know. They may say that, and they may go back and forth on the internet, and he'd be back with them. So
Right.
we don't know. It's boxing. It's a business at the end of the day. So.
How is your dad handling all of this? How is he? Like, is he okay with the idea of you fighting Ryan again, or maybe as a father, he doesn't want his son to go in there against someone who was caught cheating?
You have to ask him. You know, me. I'm me as a man, as a fighter. You know, that's the fight that I want. You know, for me. So but at the end of the day, of course, my dad is upset because it happened to his son. You know, it just happened to me, but I'm built for it. You know, some people aren't built for it, but I'm built for it, and that's why, you know, God, you know, is putting me, you know, in the forefront.
God. Did you say God? God or Allah? God is putting you at the forefront. God is putting them at the forefront now. So if you built for this situation, then understand that your primary coordinates should be to get to the destination once again to face Ryan Garcia, absent of everything else that you want to happen. Now I'm not the one to give you counsel on what you should do next when it comes to your money and your decision making, and you want to go to court and spend all this and have Team Ryan pay for your legal fees and all that. But at the end of the day, you are a youngin' in the game, right? You're gonna have to understand that the only way that you're gonna convince the fans, the consumers, is that you can go in there and beat Ryan. If you want to hang on to this performance enhancing drug and this Ostarine, and you want to continue to parade this around to every freaking living room that will listen, it's not going to work out to your advantage, because they already know that Ryan popped dirty, and this man was outside the very next weekend, and he's been outside ever since. So do you think that he's worried? Huh? Do you think he's worried? He's already suspended for a year. The man is out here having his best life. So you want to continue to me? You want to get it back in blood? Come on. What is this about now? We still talking about boxing, or we talking about something else, bro?
All this and letting it happen to me because I'm built for it.
Mm-hmm.
So it is what it is. Alhamdulillah. I thank Allah. He's a perfect planner. And we'll just see what the future holds.
Sorry. One more. You said you're done with weight classes. Could you
No, I'm not fighting in weight classes no more. I'm fighting in whatever weight I choose.
So just like, it doesn't matter, like 142 or something like that. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't care about belts.
No, I mean, I love the belts. You know, the belts is what.
Devin put out a tweet and say, "I'll be back in 1 year. I had all the belts already. From now on, I'm fighting at whatever weight I choose. No longer fighting in a weight class." So let me put this up here for the listeners, for y'all to remember this. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can understand that this is Devin Haney's choice at this point in time to not want to fight in weight classes anymore. Let's get through this so I can
Would put
get
you in
past it.
history forever, but I did that already.
Yeah. So now it's just your terms.
My terms.
Love it. Devin, well done. Thank you very much.
He says his terms, y'all. Devin says his terms. And he has every right to insinuate or imply or to have people believe that he's enforcing, because I thought it was his terms anyway. You know what I'm saying? In boxing, you know what I'm saying? You know, you hear people say it's boxing at the end of the day. Well, how is it your terms? If everything, every boxer will want something to be on their terms, but it's a business and certain people are running that business. So in order for it to be on your terms, you have to have some type of leverage. There have to be key factors that got you to that point. You know what I'm saying? That fight is going to be on your terms. Boxing with the business brings money, and certain fighters may have less hardware and achievements and accomplishments than you, and they're able to go in there and have it on their terms. A person that's popping dirty doesn't mean they relinquish any type of freaking terms. If they're the ones who's bringing the money to the table, you're going to be still at square one at the end of the day. You're not going to be able to go up there and force Ryan Garcia to change up anything. He's not going to be a part of no stand switchings by force, by freaking goddamn dropping some hammers on his freaking pinky toe. You're not going to force that man into that. I want you to listen to another video too. Okay, right quick. I want you to listen to, and you know, Julio Cesar Martinez, the reason why I had this thumbnail up here, because I'm not saying there's no one that spoke about it on the YTC, but the outcry is different. The outcry is different. Every head should bow. You know what I'm saying? Shaking their, you know, shaking the left or right. They say, why is boxing so different when it comes to, you know, certain fighters having situations like, you know, Julio Martinez. He tested positive. He's suspended for 9 months, less than Ryan Garcia, and Martinez had more in his system. But there's no outcry when people are talking about banned for life. Do you think Martinez should be banned for life? Do you think he should be banned for life? Should he be punished? Should he be banned for life? You're talking this ban stuff all the time, but should he be banned for life? Because I'm gonna tell you, ES, that segue, that media segue, he didn't report anything on freaking Julio Cesar Martinez. So are y'all gonna go over there and ask him about it? Or are y'all just gonna stay centrally located here at the YTC and try to point finger point at people who's feeling some type of way about Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney's situation? They're not rallying to the aid of Devin Haney. Are y'all gonna go over there and ask him why he hasn't talked about it that much? Cause I get tired of y'all acting like little hoes, man. Y'all busy want to walk this YTC strip all the time, complaining and whining and bitching about people. Oh, this is who you ain't talking about. I don't like you because of it. Y'all not even mature enough to separate a relationship that if someone is supporting a fighter that you don't support, you can still maintain a decent adult relationship instead of making it personal. Let's go to the next one. Now I want y'all to hear something. Once again, I want you to hear some content. All right? I want you to hear some content. And you remember what you heard him say, Devin Haney say. This is him before the fight, okay? And the media scrum before the fight.
That's why he's taking it, not because he's taking it for bragging rights.
Mauricio Suleiman said this might be a 3-fight kind of trilogy. Do you see Ryan as that kind of opponent?
No, it's not going to be a 3-fight.
So what'd you make of?
So that person asked him, is it going to be a 3-fight? And Devin said, no, it's not going to be a 3-fight. So as you remember, you know, he was on there at MMA Hour, and he was saying that he must have felt some type of threat for him to take Ostarine, right? But when asked about was this a three type of fight, he said no. So Devin, before he went in there, he felt like this would be pretty much a win in his side of the house. He felt like he'd go in there and beat him. Why? Because these brothers this day and time, they're not rematching their opponents. They're not rematching them. They're not thinking about the money that consists in having a trilogy with a fighter that's really a moneymaker, a ticket seller. You just want to say, nah, I don't see no trilogy. Why? Why you don't see a trilogy? I mean, Ryan Garcia is bringing in money. You want that dance partner.
Ryan's performance with Oscar Duarte. I know his shoulder work was very critical, fans very critical of that, and then obviously coming off that loss with Javante. Did you feel overconfident, you could get the victory come April 20th?
Nah, his shoulder roll was fire. That shit was fire.
Sarcasm.
That shit was it.
What do you think about
He said Ryan Garcia's shoulder roll was fire. I don't have no comment on it because I named it the Shozy Ozy Posing, and I thought it was trash. But he didn't use that shoulder roll against freaking Devin Haney though.
Ryan talking about fighting UFC fighters, pop singers. He's been saying a lot of things on social media like other fighters. What do you think about that?
He's still up
Ryan is an alcoholic. He drink a lot, so we don't know which Ryan we're gonna get. You know.
So therefore, Devin, here we go. You say he's an alcoholic that you want to fight, right? You say he's an alcoholic. Did y'all not hear him? Let's do it again.
Saying, like, we don't know. We don't know, so we don't get. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know. So which Ryan we gonna drink a lot? So we don't. Ryan is an alcoholic. He drink a lot. So we don't know which Ryan we gonna get. You know what I'm saying?
So he didn't know which Ryan he was gonna get. He's an alcoholic. He drink a lot. So therefore, not only do you take the fact that Ryan Garcia is an alcoholic and he's putting chemicals in his system, you choose to believe that whatever you heard, that was going to be an advantage on your part. Okay, that he's an alcoholic. Okay, it's okay for me to take this fight. They don't test for alcohol. It's okay for you to be drunk. And then you've seen the process for which Ryan was acting like a nutcase. You've seen all that play out. And then you get into the ring and you've seen how the fight play out. And then the test comes back. Now in the aftermath of it, you want all this testing and everything when you knew a fighter was in there that was sending you all the signals that you need. That this was an unorthodox person in general. Forget the fighter. He was an unorthodox human being. And you still wanted to go in there. Probably because you kind of felt that it was going to be an easy go. With, all this alcoholism and everything that you're talking about.
I'm saying, like, we don't know. So we don't know if he might be off a bottle of Casamigos when you're talking about it.
Did you just say something about a beer in the
Floyd about what was
face?
said on that run? Have you spoken to Floyd about what was said on that run?
No, I haven't spoken to him about that.
Are you upset at all that he got involved in your business that way?
I don't know. I don't believe nothing that Ryan talking about. Ryan could be trying to just make me and Floyd clash or make me and Floyd go at each other just so, you know what I'm saying? I ain't believing none of that shit.
Last question, guys.
Next question.
10%.
So as you heard, the guy said still 25% for Shakur Stevenson, right? And Devin said 10%. That's the same stuff that at one point in time Errol Spence said about Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? We give him 7-30, 80-20. He keep on talking. We'll give him whatever we want to give him. And you see how that played out. So I'm not going to get in that because it's not a Shakur Live. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to touch bases with you all on that. Let me get back over. I just wanted to touch bases with you on that. Let me get to the chat. Once again, shout out to Squad Jones for the donation. Shout out to OG Mr. Golden on deck. It's okay for you all to donate to the cash after you feel the need. You know what I'm saying? There it is right there. $ WC Sports. The left hook made him slip. Baumgartner test positive. See, I just wanted to keep it on the male side. Right. but that's on the female side of the house. But she's still a fighter, right? I just like to keep it, you know, gender etiquette. You know what I'm saying? I like to keep my examples or analogies on the male side of the house to that, just that. Real talk. That's what I like, because when I call a say that a male fighter is acting like a bitch, I really don't want it to have any type of bleed over. You know what I'm saying? I want them to think strictly about the way they're acting, not what they actually are. If you know what I mean. Toby said, I bet Bill was behind Devin in the room, waving his hand and pulling his hair out with fury at what Devin is saying. Maybe that's why he ain't seen Bill around. Bill could be bald. Bill was behind the screen. No! They look, the no look left hook. Ryan throws a left hook and Devin didn't see it coming. No, Toby. See, that has something to do with the speed, bro. Do you remember Neo in the Matrix there, Toby? Do you remember how he got all blurry when he was avoiding those bullets and everything? You know what I'm saying? You remember when Neo actually found out he was the one and he was actually, going he can see every shot. That's probably what was going on. It was probably blurry for him, dog. That's it. Then I just realized Eddie is on Ostarine now too. It's making him think crazy and not, inner purses. Yeah, the bleed over from Ryan Garcia infected the one and only Eddie Hearns not to touch that Devin Haney and Sandor Martin fight. Can you believe? He's gonna sue because he's losing money. And we all seen the numbers. The numbers were minuscule, yo. It was, oh my God. He wasn't making hardly any money off that purse bid. And to say that Ryan had caused that, you know what I'm saying? All because of the way Devin looked in the fight. He caused him to lose fans. He caused me pain and suffering. He caused a reduction in those who were supporting me, the real boxing fans. Now get out of here. Get out of here, bro. Get out now. Toby said, Devin sits out for 2 years. Nobody noticed. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He said, yeah, sit out and you'll be fighting over pro box. Man, y'all need to goddamn bring it back in, man. Bring back the etiquette, dog. What's wrong with y'all, man? That was hilarious. That was hilarious, man. You sit out for 2 years, you're gonna be fighting over pro box. Damn, dog. He said he's gonna be fighting on pro box, man. Man, you might see Devin fighting on the OTS card. Oh man, that's funny, man. That shit is small. That's a little joke, man, but it's huge when you think about it, dog. Pro box at the OTX. Oh man, that arena is man, it's small, bro. For real. Yeah, it's serious, bro. Dang, if he wasn't fighting, man, that OTX arena would be packed out in a blink. We have no more room. We have no room. All 490 seats have been taken up. All 490 seats are sold out. Please don't let no one else in. The police are cutting and sealing off the streets. Hey, Devin, come down here. We'll show him love. We'll show him love. If Ryan failed tests was such a tiny amount, what would Devin do if Ryan wasn't caught? How would he explain things when Ryan still would have beaten him? Let me see something right quick. Let me check something out right quick. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Devin Haney just put out a tweet that says, stay out of rich people business. I made $150K today. He says, stay out of rich people business. I made $150K today. Anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. And yes, I'll put that tweet up there for everyone who wants to see it. Okay. Eddie only is interested in Devin against Paro because Devin is known in Australia. Eddie is not thinking about Devin. He's not a matchroom fighter. Eddie wants Devin for the cannon father for Paro. Ooh, how dare you say cannon father? That is so disrespectful, Toby. You know what I'm saying? That is so disrespectful now. You calling that man a cannon father. Oh, how dare you even go there, brother? How dare you even go there? Oh, that's strict. Ugh, that's just disrespectful, dog. That's just disrespectful. That's just absolutely. Eddie wants Devin for a cannon fodder. So you trying to say he's not going to be relevant? You just want him standing around, just want to be in place? He's really not really serving a purpose. Mm, 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 mm. Devin thought with his clean living and Ryan way of living, this fight was going to be boxing, McGregor versus Khabib, and easy work. But I cannot disagree with you on that. That's kind of where I was trying to, lead to. But you say he's drinking, he's probably going to Casamigo and all that stuff, and then at the presser leading up, you say he was on cocaine. None of that played out. None of that played out in the ring. None of that, bro. None of that played out in the ring. None of it. None of that played out with all the drinking and all the gissing that you thought that you was gonna get. Like, hey man, this is the way it's gonna be. This man is not even freaking. No one's doing welfare checks on him. He's not even, taking his sobriety serious. He's drinking, doing freaking training camp. He's doing this. He's doing. But hey, man, shout out to the hottest chat in the MFN game, man. Appreciate y'all for pulling up as always. I'm sitting at about 2 hours, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Swat Jones for the donation. Much appreciated. Salute to those who pull up all the time and support the channel. Till next time, man, y'all hold it down. Peace. I'm out.